Life Audio.
What's up, podcast world? It's another informative episode of Talk About That, where we're educating, entertaining. It's John and Jonnie. We're back for another week.
We just want to bring a little light and levity, maybe a little learning.
All the
three
L's.
L's.
Yeah.
It doesn't ever bother you that the three R's in schooling, only one of them is really an R?
Yeah, that's really dumb.
Because they go, hey, he's excelling in the three R's, writing, reading, and arithmetic. And you go, oh, man, we're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, that's...
They go, that's another R. You go, no, it's got an R in it. What do you... It's a T. It's totally a T.
Listen, I'm not here to dog any nation's educational system, but I was an educator, so I know what's going on in there. I've seen how the sausage is made, Johnny.
You're making sausage now?
That was what we did. It was a culinary class.
No wonder these kids are behind. You got them in a weird sweatshop making sausage. A sausage sweatshop, the three S's.
It does feel like the sausage made feels like a leftover aphorism from yonder years.
Yeah, I wonder if there are people who say it and don't understand what that means. Like when I say sometimes I would say, that's really inside baseball. But that just means like we're in the weeds of the minutia of a very specific genre of something.
Yeah.
So when you're talking, like if I talk comedy with somebody, I go, we're getting inside baseball now.
Yeah.
But somebody might hear that and be like, but you're not talking about baseball. No. But it just is a weird term that just means getting into the weeds of like a specific niche of something.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like expressions that get left over, and it's always fascinating when people don't understand their origins.
There was somebody that posted a video about words in our language. You would love it. It was words in our language that only go with one other word.
Ooh.
And one of them was ado. Like you would never see ado without much. And it only lives because of Shakespeare.
Yeah.
It's only like, but nobody ever says like, well, here we go. Ado. Like nobody says ado without much ado.
You couldn't find anything.
After much ado, What
do you say ado here?
Exactly. That's all you have. But there was like 20 of those words that they only go with one other word.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
We had a very specific, it's a very strange language we have here.
No, it really, really is. I was trying to use something in like past, present, perfect tense the other day, and
the three Ps.
I cursed in the English language. I didn't curse.
No, you cursed in the English language.
If you know what I mean. But yeah, it's like, do you know the difference between, I believe I'm correct here.
Yeah.
I believe I'm correct here as a writer. This is what I do as a writer.
Right.
So someone out there listening may know more than me, some English teacher. Mm-hmm. But as I understand it, would you know when to use the word farther versus the word further?
Further. No. No, I wouldn't.
So farther, as I understand it, is a physical distance.
Right.
So if I was giving you directions, I'd go, hey, when you get to this exit, you only have 2 miles farther to go.
Okay.
Further then would be like anything non-literal.
Right.
So
talking about how far we've come in our relationship. We've come further than anyone thought we would.
The podcast has come so far, but it's going to go a lot further.
Right. Okay.
Specifically 2 more episodes before I quit. But
this is complicated language.
But why would the language do that? Why not just pick one? Why do we have to?
I don't know.
Somewhere back there in time, it probably was just one, and then someone started using the other one.
Further back or farther
someone
back?
Further back in time. Mm-hmm. Someone was on a trip going farther than they ever been before, but they messed up and said further, and it just stuck. Yeah. And then down the road,
they got stuck.
Down the road, some English teacher decided, what? And they decided between the two.
And they decided anybody else that doesn't do it is stupid.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like, is stop judging me. That's why I like going to other parts of the country, because you see like their history and you get to see their weird statues and see their weird like there's roadside curiosities in some of these towns, like the biggest ball of yarn, that kind of stuff.
The big pink elephant.
Yeah, love it. Yeah. And I like it. I like going to places where their most famous thing in their town is that Guy Fieri's drivers, dine-ins. I can't say it.
Diners, drive-ins, and
dives. So it's another tongue twist. There's a lot. That's the 3 Ds.
It's I slit the sheet I slid, and on the slitted sheet I sit.
I want to say, though, the most famous tongue twister I always remember is Sally sold seashells by the seashore. Mm-hmm. And in retrospect, that's a pretty terrible place to try to sell seashells when you think about it. Right. You could be like, hey, would you like to buy a seashell from me? Or bend over and just grab one off the ground.
Yeah, it's a really, it's not only a tongue twister, It's just a bad marketing strategy.
It's a terrible market for seashells right now.
I'll tell you right now. I was looking on my phone at the...
Don't put your money in seashells.
And at the shell.
That Sally is...
It's the S... never mind.
Is there any linkage to Sally Mae? Maybe that's the Sally from Sally Mae. They had the big financial crisis. Remember that? In 2008, Sally Mae was part of that. Maybe she was selling seashells on the side.
Wasn't it Fannie Mae?
Fannie Mae and Sally Mae. Sally Mae was the educational arm of it. Fannie Mae was housing.
I thought it was Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac.
Freddie Mac, but there was Sally Mae too. Hang on, I got to look it up. I'm telling you, there's I think there's a Sally Mae. Hold on. Maybe
Sally
I'm wrong.
may not exist, everybody. To be honest with you, I was happy I remembered the other two.
Freddie Mac, I remember that one, which that sounds like a hip-hop star. Hang on a second. Sally Mae. Student loans. Yeah, sounds right. So Sally Mae was student loans. Freddie Mac was business, maybe. And
again,
Fannie Mae was housing.
If we're right now in the finance part of the podcast, I can tell you.
We are in the weeds, my friend. We ain't going to make it.
No.
But anyway, okay, so I wanted to give you a little history lesson.
I love those.
I was in Enterprise, Alabama. And my wife, she'll look up stuff now. I don't know why. She was like, she'll try to give me a little bit of something so I can go on stage and kind of, roast the town a little bit. And I don't do it all the time, but now the more comfortable I am in my show, you go, I just need to remember to do this once I'm going. Once I get them, and then I can be like, by the way, we're driving through your town.
Right. What's the deal with Enterprise?
That's not ever what I do. Both times I've done it the last weekend, I did it right off the top. And I was like, and as I'm doing it, I'm going, this is a pretty big risk.
Hey, thanks for paying me to come here. Also, your town sucks. Right.
I would never say such a thing, but their town was so strange in this way. So do you know anything about Enterprise, Alabama? Did you know there was an Enterprise, Alabama?
I've driven past it.
Okay.
How near the Buc-ee's is it? That's going to be...
Exactly. So you go past Troy. It's 3 hours south of Birmingham. So we go down there, and we are pulling in. She goes, this town's wild. And we didn't go see this statue, but evidently, I'm going to mess up the history of it. I've got some of it pulled up, but I just don't want to read a whole thing.
Sure. Who's got?
So I'll give you the Jonnie version.
Okay.
Early 1900s, late 1800s. They're a cotton producing state, producing city, thriving.
Yeah.
The boll weevil came in, like it did for a lot of people, completely wiped out the cotton. Now the town is like a ghost town. It's like they're all starving because cotton.
Did they have textile factories that shut down and all kinds of stuff?
It was a mess. It was a big mess. Right around this same time, George Washington Carver is innovating with the peanut and all this other stuff and all these new agricultural things that he was doing, which is rotate your crops, spike in different things, let the ground rest, etc. And so, even though this is early 1900s Alabama, so it's crazy to think of that, that this black innovator was being like, you should do this. Well, they did it.
Yeah.
And it led to a huge turnaround. They planted peanuts, and it led to this huge turnaround, and it ushered in this whole wave of prosperity for the state and city. So Enterprise owes a lot of its history to this guy. So, going through the town, there's a statue. Do you want to guess what the statue is?
I'm going to guess it's not George Washington Carver.
Okay, so this is what happened. This guy named Roscoe Owen Fleming, he was a city councilman and rogue promoter of the town Enterprise.
Rogue promoter?
A rogue promoter.
Okay.
So he got bashed by modern critics for honoring what he did but he had this idea for a fountain in this town, a woman wearing a nice, dress, toga, and she's holding like a Greek style statue, holding this lantern, a beam of light, and water was going to come out of the lantern that she was holding over her head. He decided to change that to her holding a gigantic boll weevil.
What?
So Enterprise, Alabama has the famous boll weevil statue. And if you go there, it's a woman holding a boll weevil the size of a daggum basset hound. And I want to show you this, and we'll put it on the podcast for the people who are watching on video, but I want you to describe.
Oh, dear.
That's my friends.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
She's holding. Ooh, that would eat your face right off.
And literally, and so I talked to her about it. I go, so my wife told me to put it in the George Washington Carver. And I go, oh, so the statue is going to be of George Washington Carver. And she goes, you'd be surprised. And they all laughed. And I go, well, it's a peanut, right? And she goes, nope. And I go, y'all are out here celebrating the villain. You made a
No
statue
right.
to the bad guy.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and this is where it gets into sermon illustration time. By the way, I want to give him a little bit of credit because he kind of knew it was going to be a knock on him. So it says, Fleming's been bashed by some modern critics for honoring the weevil instead of George Washington Carver, the Alabama African-American agronomist who championed the peanut. Carver monument would have been newsworthy as one for the boll weevil. But sadly, it was never going to happen in segregated 1919 Alabama. Yeah. So I think he just kind of knew, like, this isn't going to fly.
That's dumb.
So Fleming may have felt bad about that. He invited Carver to be the principal speaker at the monument's dedication, but rain washed out the railroad tracks and Carver never made it to town.
Wow. So
not meant to be, I guess. But so I just kind of was knocking them. I didn't do the whole thing of like, how racist are you guys that you celebrate a bug? But it was interesting, just like it's just such a funny thing. But sermon illustration time, here's where it goes. They wanted to celebrate this because it was a thing that looked like a big setback, and they turned it into, like, they pivoted, and that's why they're like,
a peanut pivot.
You didn't get our goat there, boll weevil. But it's funny. And I guess it couldn't be actual size because you got how tiny a statue would that be? So it's like they got to make this gigantic. It's the size of a.
Right, if she was just holding
a tiny boll weevil.
Tiny boll weevil. Boll weevil.
Boll weevil. A lot of weird pronunciations in the show today.
Yeah.
Anyway, Enterprise, Alabama. If you get a chance to go to the city square and see the boll weevil statue, now I've given you a little slice of history.
Did you know there was a guy that played in the NBA? Was a really, really tall. His name was. Are you ready? Minute boll weevil.
Minute boll weevil.
Totally different than the other guy.
That's a different guy. I don't think that was his full name.
His wingspan was unbelievable. Okay,
I can't.
Go ahead.
John,
my bad.
Let's move forward, John.
Minute boll weevil, everybody. I'll be here all day.
I think it's time, John.
John's taking off his own tour.
I think it's time quickly to pivot ourselves and hear from a few. I hope it's Jif peanut butter.
That'd be great.
I want to hear from a few of our fine sponsors.
I apologize for nothing.
No, nor should you. It was a weird weekend. So we did Enterprise, and then we had 2 hours sleep to a 5 a.m. flight to Snyder, Texas, right? We have to do an afternoon event in Snyder, and it's a really it's a rural town. 11,000 people live in Snyder.
Yeah.
Midland is the nearest big city. That's where we flew into. And Midland is like an oil town that's like, it's Dust Bowl.
They're like in the Landman show.
Yeah. And so you go, exactly. So it's the oil things burning off the whatever they do. You see the big flames. Yeah. So we go there, we get to Snyder, we do our thing there, and then we're exhausted. We're running on fumes. And I was like, let's go take a nap. We'll go to the hotel. And then the pastor pulls me aside and he goes, hey, tonight, you don't have to say yes, but if you want to come with us tonight, he goes, we have tickets to micro wrestling.
Okay, what?
And I know what micro wrestling is because I've been in towns where it happens. It's a tour of little people who do professional wrestling.
Okay.
And it was in the big whatever, the arena, the Coliseum in downtown Snyder.
Okay.
And I go, let me ask my wife. I go, we're exhausted.
This is the strangest question you've ever asked your wife.
And I said, we can go home. We can go back to the hotel, take a nap. Because we were just going to sleep through the next day probably.
Right.
And I go, but he's invited us to go to professional little people wrestling. And her eyes lit up. Okay,
so she was down for it.
She was like, we got to go.
Right.
Because we never get to go. Gladeville here in town has pro wrestling that comes through. Right. We go to it sometimes. Yeah, we haven't been in years.
It's that way.
It's this way.
No, it's that's the airport.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, go ahead.
Wherever you are, Gladeville. And at the community center. And so we haven't been in years. And so she goes, we got to go. We'll never forgive ourselves if we pass this up. And so we went to... And let me tell you something. It was an experience. It was something else.
I bet it was fun.
A few hundred people packed into this little place.
Yeah.
And there's a little ring. The ring is a smaller ring.
Yeah.
As you would imagine. The guy comes out to announce it, and he is in a referee costume. He has a sequin glove. He is a black man with dreads. He is about 2.5 feet tall. And he goes by the moniker Micro Jackson.
Okay.
And he spun around and he danced for a minute, and then he started bringing out ring performers, and then they're going off the top rope.
This sounds amazing. It was
unbelievable.
I think I'd really enjoy this.
I have such respect for those guys. It's just so cool. They found their thing to do, and they're making a living, and I'm telling you, if you get a chance to go see Micro Wrestling,
do it.
Do not miss it.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
Yeah, no.
5-star Google review.
Wow. Amazing.
So we gave up, we didn't nap as long as we would have, but it was worth it. We would have had FOMO forever if we didn't go to Micro Wrestling.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
Go see it if you get a chance if it comes to your town. So that's not a paid ad, not a paid sponsor. I'm going to guess
that's not going to come up in the ads on the algorithm.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Now it will, though, because I think it's learning.
Correct.
So you never know.
I don't know if it's learning.
I would do it. If they wanted to be a sponsor of the show, Absolutely. I'd be like, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
That's really interesting.
I don't know what you did fun for the weekend. You went to a dumb volleyball tournament.
Yeah, no, it's nothing like that.
Meanwhile,
you're out there.
I'm seeing bug statues and meeting Micro Jackson.
You live a very interesting life.
Tell you what, man. Yeah. It's fun stuff.
Hey, I think it's about that time, though.
Oh, let's do it.
It's my segment. It's a segment we call They Talked About That.
Pretty good.
Dallas Willard. I love this quote. I used it in a sermon the other day.
Okay.
I think you were there.
I was there.
Yeah. Wow, that was amazing. We live in a culture that has, for centuries now, cultivated the idea that the skeptical person is always smarter than the one who believes. You can almost be as stupid as a cabbage as long as you doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so powerful. And I think I was using it. We were talking about obstinance. We're doing a series we're calling The Versus Verses.
Mm-hmm.
VERSUS.
Versus.
So from Proverbs, it's always this person versus, or this kind of person versus this kind of person, and it's all within each of us, right?
The fool does this, the wise man does this.
The obstinate is stubborn versus the teachable, or someone who's humble.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, just this idea that skepticism now makes you a reliable source.
Yeah.
And if you watch any of the major news networks, any of them, and they have these roundtable type discussions now where there's the host and then there's a couple from the left and there's a couple from the right, and then they just go after each other. But a lot of it is just disputing the other side. Like it's not informative.
Right.
It's adversarial. And the adversarialism is makes you an expert. There was a day and time to go on a network and to do something. You had to actually have done something to talk about. And most of those guys are data. Experts, right?
Yeah.
But you can go on the show with no data.
Right. You can just have your whole personality now be like, well, I don't know about that. That's your whole personality now.
Right.
Just a scold.
Yeah.
Being a skeptic and a scold.
Again, I'm just going to use an example of what I saw on one of these shows the other day. I'm not speaking about this topic, but they're talking about election fraud.
Uh-huh.
And there was someone on there, and the person said, well, they were from a legit foundation, and they were speaking on in that there is a lot of election fraud. But they used she literally made air quotes, and she was like, look, I know a lot of people on the left want to act like that, this is rare. And she used this, and they were like, well, bring us data. And so her own data basically was that they had found in, I think, Atlanta or something, or in all of Georgia, I think they found 20 cases out of millions upon millions. And, they needed 11,000 votes to swing that election a different way. They found 20. And someone brought up another piece of data that since 1998, there have been a total of 77 confirmed cases of somebody who wasn't a citizen voting. But the person knew that data and still went on because she trusted in her skepticism. She trusted in, I don't know, I can argue well, even though the data she brought to the show was going to disprove her own point. And I think that I don't want to be that as a believer, because it does, there is a Christian side to this, right? That I used to tell the kids when I was a youth pastor, and you remember this, over my lifetime, I've won a lot of arguments and then simultaneously lost a lot of people.
Yeah.
Early on, I think when you're young, and you remember that, I don't know if I told you that story, you do. At UT, we had those street preachers.
Yeah.
And back then, man, they'd come up there with a Bible and just, the street preachers would just it was all condemnation, right? It was all, you're all going to hell, you're all going to hell. And so one afternoon out by the humanities building, I mean, a crowd of probably 300-400 college students had gathered, and they were listening, and then they were shouting, and there's a couple of them, and they had this lady, and she was just shouting and yelling, and I just got mad. Mm-hmm. And so I did what I do, and I started arguing with her with scripture. And I don't know, I probably quoted 5 or 6 scriptures, and I shut her down. Like, she went over and got the main guy and brought him back to argue with me. And now,
the final boss.
Like, this crowd's gathering now.
Yeah.
And I've got this, like, energy going. And the boss comes over, let me ask you this, young man. And he starts into it, and I just take him down.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just telling you how it went. Like, I just took him down. Yeah. I was like, oh, this is what it says in 1 John, and this is what it says in, I mean, what do you do with this? And then he gave up and walked away, and let the crowd cheered.
Yeah.
And then this girl I knew walked up and says, hey, way to go. Way to give that religious guy hell, John. And I remember being like, wait, I'm a religious guy too.
Yeah.
And like all that person had. Now, I think there's a right time, right, to stand up and do that. But I think that I was known more for my doubting of his position than I was for the affirmative of mine. And that is why I think this is an important conversation right now in the world, not just in America. That, and I said this in that sermon, if we have a obstinate Christianity, a skeptical, argumentative, stubborn way of presenting our faith, right, that is not humble, that is anti-help the poor if they're not in our own tribe, that is anti-speak up for the rights of the refugee, the migrant, the immigrant, and as the Bible calls them, the stranger among us. If we don't show kindness to the stranger among us, I'm not talking about not having secure borders or anything like that. I'm just saying Scripture is not just one time. Yeah. It is replete. It is explicit about the nature of how the gospel approaches people like that, both Old Testament and New. It, like any other kind of Christianity that calls itself Christianity that does not walk in the ways and the words of Christ, is heretical. Now, I'm not saying it sends somebody to hell or doesn't. I'm not the judge of that. I'm saying, though, we've missed the target, which, by the way, is the definition in the original languages of what sin means. It is sinful Christianity to use those things in a manner. It's not just talking about what you do it for its end, but for its use. Mm-hmm. Like I cannot attack with the gospel. It's not made to do that. And when I do, it's no longer the gospel. So yeah, you can be almost today, but think about it. You could be stupid. You have no viewpoint. You have your data, rejects your own thing. But as long as you're good at doubting and you're good at being skeptical and you're good at taking down the other side, we suddenly act like you're an expert. And it's the death of expertise. Right? There was a book about that. Mm-hmm. It's the death of expertise that I think is killing us, because now I watch. There's some podcasts out there where people are interviewing their parents or they're interviewing other people, and back and forth. It's like we have no problem saying, "Okay, I see your data, and it may be true. I'm still not going to think that way."
Yeah, we're living in not living in a shared reality anymore.
Right.
With people who it's like we can live in 2 different realities. And so in my reality, these are the facts. In your reality, these are the facts. And so we don't ever have to we can just stay. It's like complete tribalism.
There was a politician named James Baker, who was a congressman and then I think he was maybe a senator as well. And then he was one of the, maybe chief of staff to one of the presidents, in the 80s. And
Secretary of Defense, maybe.
He was a secretary. I'm sorry, I can't,
Yeah.
Maybe the Treasury. No, it wasn't Treasury. Anyway, when I was writing for Mr. Haslam, he knew him, and that was a big part of his past. Mm-hmm. And there's actually a whole thing at UT now. It's like the James Baker Student Center for Political Engagement or Social Engagement. Like it's about being able to talk about politics and other things with your opponents without it being now you're my enemy because you're my opponent. And one of the things I'll never forget that he would say that Mr. Haslam took with him his whole life is when I sit down to broker, I think he was Secretary of State, actually. I think he was Secretary of State. and guys, if I'm sorry, I should look this up, but I'm trying to get to what he said, everybody. Jeez, Johnny.
I'm sorry. Get off your back.
But he said, when I'm sitting down in the Middle East or whatever, the first thing we have to do is find one thing that we both agree on. If I can find one thing that both sides agree on, then we can try to find another thing we both agree on. And then we begin to build something. Like compromise and peace is not just found when we agree. It by definition, we're not going to agree on everything. It's those who can find one thing that they can validate in the other without compromising some major position. I mean, I think that there's something to be said for that, that we need it.
I think you and I need to come to a compromise.
Well,
if we could just find one single thing we agree on.
Just a single.
We'll keep looking.
Yeah.
John, let's do my segments. Let's do some old jokes today. We call it Joke About That. John, a frog called the psychic hotline. You're going to meet a beautiful, this really happened. You're going to meet a beautiful young woman who will want to know everything about you, the psychic told him. The frog said, "That's great. Will I meet her at a party or what?" "No," said the psychic. "Next term in her biology class." It's a dark end for that frog. Sorry. I did not know, John, the Army could be so secretive. I went and asked them what their lowest rank was, and they said, "It's private."
I knew that was coming. Yeah.
Man, I messed up that one. I'm sorry. I butchered that with my little weird...
the lowest rank.
The lowest rank.
Raggy.
John, my grief counselor died. He was so good, I don't even care.
That's a great joke.
I like that. That sounds like a Rodney Dangerfield joke.
It does.
It's a great joke.
Wow, that's really good.
Finally, John, a trucker and a lawyer are seated next to each other on a flight from Los Angeles to New York. It's a long flight. The lawyer asked the trucker if he would like to play a fun game, but the trucker says he just wants to take a nap. The lawyer persists and explains the game is easy and a lot of fun. He explains, "I ask you a question. If you don't know the answer, you pay me $5 and vice versa." Again, the trucker declines and says, "I just need to get some sleep." The lawyer, now agitated, says, "If you don't know the answer, you pay me $5. And if I don't know an answer, I'll pay you $500. This catches the trucker's attention. He agrees to the game. The lawyer asks the first question, "What's the distance from the Earth to the moon?" The trucker doesn't say a word, reaches into his pocket, pulls out a $5 bill, hands it to the lawyer. "Okay," says the lawyer, "your turn." The trucker asks, "What goes up a hill with 3 legs, but comes down with 4 legs?" The lawyer, puzzled, takes out his laptop, scours the internet for help. With no luck and now feeling frustrated, he sends emails to all his friends and coworkers, but to no avail. After an hour, he wakes the trucker and hands him $500. The trucker says, "Thank you," and turns back to get more sleep. "Well," exclaims the miffed lawyer, "what's the answer?" Without a word, the trucker reaches into his pocket, hands the lawyer $5, and goes back to sleep. That's a great one.
That's good.
That's one of those, the old trucker got it over on the smart city-fied lawyer. Take that,
I hate
lawyer.
those learned people. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, I like it. John, let's do This Week in History. We call it Talk About Then. John, this week, U.S. President, 1864, U.S. President Abraham Lincoln poses for the picture that now appears on the U.S. $5 bill. This is when they say sat down to pose for that famous image. I wanted to ask you, do you know who is on the current bills? Like if I had to, who's on the dollar?
Washington.
$2.
Adams.
No.
No,
that'd be great. It makes sense. The $2 would be.
No. $2 is Jefferson. Sorry.
Jefferson. $5, Abraham Lincoln, as we just said. $10, Hamilton, of course. $20.
Wait a second.
Those are the ones you see the most, probably.
I know. Why do I not know this? Hold on.
He was the first Secretary of the Treasury.
That was Hamilton.
No. Oh, you're right. Sorry, I'm reading this wrong. He was our 7th president.
Oh, Jackson. That's right. Jackson's the 20th.
Andrew Jackson, and it's probably going to be Harriet Tubman if it goes through, because they kind of, I think they passed a bill. I don't know what they're going to do. They passed a bill to make the bill change, but anyway, it's not supposed to take effect till 2030. I think is when Harriet Tubman will supposedly take the $20 bill. The $50, John?
That's Grant.
And then $100, of course, is?
Benjamin.
All about the Benjamins. Benjamin Franklin.
Man, I can't believe I got stumped on the easiest one.
Do you know, though, who was on the $1,000 bill that were discontinued in 1969?
Roosevelt?
Here's the thing. Here's the real tricky part of this. It was Grover Cleveland.
Okay.
They were discontinuing. Here's the thing. With the dollar being so devalued now, we could use $1,000 bills now.
Yeah.
They were discontinued. Like, nobody's going to use a $1,000 bill.
Yeah.
Now you got to peel off all these hundreds if you owe somebody $1,000.
Or you wouldn't eat at a restaurant.
That's true. And pay for one of your kids' school books.
That's right.
Sheesh, those school books. Isn't that a crazy? That's always been a scam.
I need to get into
you buy
that
these
kind
books,
of
they're like
writing.
$900 for a book, and then they go, but you get some of the value back at the end of the school year.
Don't.
They give you like $30 for that $1,000 book.
So
it's insane.
Sadie had books from last year, and Laura just wanted to throw them in the trash. And I
Yeah,
was like,
as you do with books.
I said,
Wait a minute. You guys
She
really
wanted to burn them.
just like really value education in your house.
She doesn't know this, but I took it to Goodwill because I thought maybe someone out there will have that class.
Oh, look at you.
And they're probably not going to. It's hard for me to throw books away. So
yeah, it is. It should be for all of us. John, this week, 1773, William Henry Harrison was born. He was an American politician. Our 9th U.S. president, March 4th through April 4th, 1841. He died of pneumonia 31 days after taking office, making him the first U.S. president.
Because of the cold inauguration?
The first U.S. president to die in office. Well, a lot of people, there's conjecture on this.
Okay.
His inaugural address took almost 2 hours, and this is the longest in American history. So he's a little bit of a... 3 weeks after his inauguration, he became sick with a cold. So some people say, well, you shouldn't have been out there in the cold, and cold weather causes colds. That's a kind of a misnomer. Harrison's doctors tried several cures. And again, this is not 1841. I mean, not a great time to have doctors trying to see to your weird cold. Because here's what their cures were. Opium and leeches.
Yeah. Those leeches were high as a kite.
The leeches were like, this guy,
woo,
feeling good over here. Maybe they'll put us on a statue one day. But to no avail, he died 9 days later. Yeah. The opium and leeches did not do the trick. Sad, but he was our first U.S. president to die in office. Not the last, sadly. John, this week.
I'm John.
This week, 1938, Bobby Boris Pickett was born. He was an American singer. He's most famous for the song The Monster Mash.
Okay.
1962, #1 hit. It was a graveyard smash.
Monster. It's
my
such a
favorite
weird
part my favorite little piece of trivia about the Monster Mash is you've never heard the Monster Mash. You've heard a song about the guy who played the Monster Mash. And that a little brain teaser for you? Because it says they played the mash.
Right.
It was a graveyard smash. It's a song about
itself.
It's a song about another song called The Monster Mash.
We've never heard.
That you've never heard.
That's fascinating.
You've never heard The Monster Mash. You've only heard a song about it.
That's kind of like Backstreet's Back. Were they really? Wasn't that like their first album or whatever? I think
it was their second album, maybe. But yeah, what were they back from?
Yeah. You hadn't really gone away. You've been touring the whole time. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
Am I original? Yeah. Am I the only one? Anyway, we won't get to the other questions. No. John, this week, finally, Jimmy Ryan was born in 1863. He makes the list because he's the first athlete to ever punch a sports writer.
Oh, wow.
Not the last, sadly. He's an American baseball player, 1885 to 1903. He was the first Major League Baseball player to punch a sports writer, George Beckel, in 1892. Ryan is the only Major League player also to both pitch and hit for the cycle. You know what hitting for the cycle is, right?
Yeah. Single, double, triple, home run.
Yeah. He hit for the cycle in the same game. He pitched in that game as well, 1888. Why do we not know more about this guy, Jimmy Ryan?
Yeah.
He's punching sports writers. He's hitting for the cycle. He's pitching.
I bet my father-in-law knows about him.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a big baseball.
Ask him later today and just say, hey, we covered Jimmy Ryan on the pod today. Do you know who Jimmy Ryan is? And he'll be like, oh, yeah. And he'll give you the whole breakdown. He'll be like, and that sports writer had it coming.
I tell you right now.
I wonder what it doesn't say a lot about why. I wonder what set him off. Because he was a successful player.
I'm sure it's just
because now, the one I remember from my childhood, sports writer being punched wasn't a sports writer, but it was a whatever you call him. It was 2020. John Stossel. Do you remember this?
Mm-mm.
John Stossel. Remember the show 2020?
Yeah,
famous show. Barbara Walters, Hugh Downs. And they had another reporter who would go out and do these personal interest stories. John Stossel was doing a whole expose on wrestling, pro wrestling in the 80s. So it all comes back to wrestling, not micro. This was the big boys.
Yeah.
So
macro wrestling.
He asks a guy named macro wrestling. He asks a guy named Dr. Death. Dr. D. David Schultz. Okay. This is a wrestler who's kind of a mid-carder. But he asks him backstage, so is wrestling fake? And he goes, I'll show you fake. And he clocks John Stossel backstage. This is back in the days of kayfabe where you protected the business. Yeah. You didn't say on the air, hey, this is all pre-planned. We've staged this.
Did he get sued?
He got sued big time. And the wrestling took a hit, but there were people on the inside of wrestling who like really defended him because they were like, he stood up for the business.
He just punched a reporter, though.
He punched a reporter. There was I think John Stossel said he had hearing damage. Who knows? Wow. But it was one of those things like, I mean, he clocked him good. And it was like, wow. And I remember that as a kid being like, oof. And by then I was starting to go, is wrestling fake though? And so it was kind of like, that was at the weird, right at that point in culture where there were still a percentage of people growing up thinking wrestling might be real.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, Stossel, I'm coming for you.
All of us as kids, I mean.
Yeah, man. It's not.
I saw a ref throw a dad out of our game yesterday.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Which I thought he wasn't irate or anything, but like the girl on our side and our team foot faulted when she served.
Yeah.
And all he did was say she crossed the line, and they had messed. And the kids run the scoreboard from another team.
Okay.
And they mess it up all the time. You got to watch them. They'll flip the little thing, and it's wrong. And they had missed a point here and there, so they'd already yelled. She'd already turn around for the referee thing. No, and she was just like on it. It's like, do we all do that? We're like, hey, wrong score. You know, like you're right. Trying. You know, you're just in it.
But you don't go after the kid.
No.
Is that what this parent did?
No.
They're like, kid's a loser, wrong score?
No.
Why'd they get thrown out?
I'm not sure. He just said, I mean, she turned around and they went and got security. And
oh, man.
She's trying to make a point. She doesn't want the parents saying anything.
Oh,
you know,
right.
It's like,
okay. So you took that message. You're like, maybe we better be a little.
Hey, listen,
maybe
you better missed the call. We won.
Maybe you better watch yourself.
It's all about winning, bro. It's not about honesty.
It's not about the kids. It's not about.
No. Because years from now, we're going to care.
Yeah. You're look at that record and be like, hey. Hold that trophy above your head like a massive boll weevil.
They did come in second. They got some hardware. They got a little medal.
Okay. So look at that.
Hey, listen, it's all about what you can send to college coaches in the email. So if you got a good picture with a medal,
silver award winning.
That's right.
Which,
you have to say,
as your book is, you're a silver award winning.
I've won a couple silvers.
I've won a bronze crown award for my first stand up special.
That's the thing.
Which means I was third. And
hey, it's good. If you're in the Olympics, any sort of medal is a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, there's I've watched some of the Jim Carrey clips where he's accepting awards.
Yeah.
And they're so pointed and
it's great.
Wonderful. But the one with the Golden Globe, when he stood up, he's like,
it's so good. We've talked about it before.
Yeah, I'm now 2-time Golden Globe.
Well, he's announcing the nominees, but he just says, yes, that's right, I'm Jim Carrey. Because they announce your name. Yeah. They go, 3-time Golden Globe winner, Jim Carrey. And he goes, that's right, I am 3-time Golden. He goes, when I go to sleep, I don't dream like you people. I dream of being 4-time Golden, because then maybe I'll be enough.
I'll be enough.
And he doesn't crack. He doesn't. It's just the best. And they keep panning to like Denzel and all the other people in the audience who are like soaking it in. They're also there hoping they win, but they're also going, yeah, this is totally nonsense.
It is. A bunch of people decided, because, you know, there's a bunch of literary awards that people just start them.
Yeah.
You know, and so Jim Carrey, one of the companies, and I've won this award, and I think one of the ways they kind of became more legit was he won an award for some children's book that he wrote and went to their, because you could pay to go to their ceremony or whatever.
Oh, I see, yeah.
And so they have a picture of Jim Carrey with that award on, sitting at their ceremony, and they have ridden that picture, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's the picture, you know. So when I first, you know, our people applied for that award, it's like, hey, well, look, I mean, Jim Carrey did it.
Past winners include.
Right, but it's so funny because I don't recognize anybody else.
I've done events like that where they go, past speakers include Jim Kelly, and you know, they start naming you go, and now me, like this is now I'm not. I don't want to do it.
Yeah,
I don't want to be like, yeah, we had Jim Kelly last year. He's like, he went to 4 Super Bowls. He survived throat cancer.
Right now, here's
this clown that we've hired.
Yeah, we don't even know.
We don't know how we. Yeah.
He's not been through anything.
Yeah.
You need to go through something.
I know. I just need. I'm only 4 Super Bowls away.
I love when people like, if you were with him, you're like, hey guys, between the two of us, we have 4 Super Bowl rings.
Jim Kelly was cool. I did one event with him. It was a men's event. I may have shared this before, but it's been a long time. And he had the coolest way that he had Q&A. So like he would go, he was a bunch of men and he was in the round. So we're in the center stage at the Municipal in Nashville, and it was all men. And he goes, if you want to ask me a question, you raise your hand. I'm going to throw this ball to you.
Yeah.
And he goes, if you catch the ball, I'll take your question. If you drop it, just throw it back to me. And so you had to like he's humming a tater at you. He's getting it.
Was it a football?
Yeah, it's a football.
Okay.
So he's throwing a tight spiral, Jim Kelly, at you.
Wow.
So yeah, it was just such a cool, cool spectacle. I don't remember if anybody dropped it, but he was making it clear, like, don't drop the ball.
What if you're not that athletic and you're trying to grow, and now he's going to shame you in front of the whole...
Well, I mean, you're going to be shamed. They got cameras on you.
This sounds like a nightmare. I'm a pretty good catch, but put me under pressure.
You got to really want to ask that question to Jim Kelly.
That's why he does it. Yeah,
it's pretty good, though.
I should do that in church. Yep. Any questions? I just pull out a big football. Yes, Sister Mildred. And just throw it right at... Okay. Yeah. We don't have a Sister Mildred.
No,
to be clear.
No, we don't.
Dr. Mildred.
Dr. Mildred. She got her degree, and that's so great. Good for her.
Yeah, don't ever call her sister.
She got her MDiv.
It's one of my favorite stories, those Sister Schubert rolls,
Yeah. And somebody wanted to know. So didn't know what they were. We were talking about it.
Mutual friend Giovanna, we were talking about, man, these Sister Schubert rolls are so good. And she goes, Sister Schubert, is she in first service or second?
These are delicious.
They're so good. Yeah.
Yeah,
anyway.
She made 500 rolls for our Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
Sister Schubert.
Oh, that Schubert. Well, guys, you should go check out, by the way, Jonnie is about to get on a bus.
I'm embarking.
He's going to be gone for a long time on that bus.
Is it disembarking? I'm embarking. Disembarking is when you get off the bark. I am embarking on a 48-city tour, and it starts this week. We're going to parts unknown. Look at my website, johnnyw.com, though, and get tickets. I guarantee I'm coming at least within driving distance of you. You need to come check it out. It's going to be great. I'm bringing some funny friends, all my jokes, all my silly songs. I want to see you there. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, make sure you do it because it's a fun show.
Well, we're gonna see.
No, Jonnie. I know I said you never amount to anything, but you're doing great.
Thank you.
I
appreciate you owning that. I appreciate your candor.
Candor. Also, you should check out our website at talkaboutthatpodcast.com.
Yes, become a patron if you'd like. Support the show, get ad-free content. Send us a message at hello at talkaboutthatpodcast.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, it's great. And thanks to all the new listeners. We continually get a lot of new downloads. And I don't want to say this.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
But our downloads in 2025, I sent them to you the other day.
Yeah, it was an eye-popping number.
It was an eye-popping number. It was a lot bigger than any of the other years combined, kind of thing.
Yeah, we're excited to be growing, and you're growing right along with us.
Yeah.
We don't even make you catch a football.
No.
You can ask us questions just by sending us a dumb email.
Yeah, that's right. And we'll catch it every time.
If you've got an email, we'll take your question.
That's right. We also like to thank, actually, our network, Life Audio.
Yes.
A lot of great podcasts on Life Audio you guys can check out, but they've been amazing partners, and we're grateful to the team over there at Life Audio.
Yes, sir. Good stuff.
Awesome people. Hey, guys, thanks for the time you gave us today. Let's do it again next week here on
Talk About That.